Are there any gamers in chat? Any gamers, question mark? Because Gabi Belle put out a video, friend of the channel, Gabi Belle put out a video called How Greed Ruined Gaming. And I think it's about like microtransactions and stuff. I kind of want to watch with you guys. Let's just watch a little. Let's watch a little. If we like it, if it's good React content, because you guys already know there are some videos that are really good videos, but they're not good React videos. So if it's a good React video, let's watch it. We can finish it.
Recently, Ubisoft dropped the world's first quadruple A game called Skull and Bones, and in true Ubisoft fashion, it kinda sucked.
You will see that Skull and Bones is a fully fledged game, he said. It's a very big game, and we feel that...
I've actually never heard the term quadruple A be used. Is that like legitimate? Is that actually a thing?
People will really see how vast and complete that game is. It's a really full triple, quadruple A game that will deliver in the long run.
Guys, we promise that not only is this game real, but it's complete. And we did finish it. People are really going to see that we did finish the game, and that's how good it is. It's not a little secret that big studios are dropping big stinky poop out of their butts for $60 or even $70 now. In the past decade, it seems there's been a trend.
Oh, it's more of like a Trumpism. Like the words don't really mean anything. Like triple A just means like a couple $100 million studio. I guess quadruple A is like we poured even more money into making a microtransaction game.
Of AAA games releasing in unplayable states. The game is broken, buggy, or even unplayable. Remember when they used to make games that worked upon release? Remember when releasing a game meant that it was done? You'd think if a game is ready to be purchased by millions that it should be in working condition, right? Right, guys? I'm gonna need to get out my exercise ball and green screen for this one. This isn't gonna work very well. AAA studios are so caught up in overworking their employees to launch a non-working game that everyone hates that they spent $70 on, riddled with predatory microtransactions after you've already purchased the full game. And they don't see how much that hurts their franchises in the long run, because their current model is designed for maximum profit and not maximum enjoyment of consumers. Isn't that counterintuitive? 2K started putting ads in the game after you already bought it. Hello? Oh, this hurts my butt. Cyberpunk released with game-breaking glitches because it wasn't done. But despite not being ready, delaying the release by another year would piss shareholders and investors off, so they decided that this was the best financial decision for them, regardless if the game was done. So they figured, hey, some profits is better than none, am I right, guys? Hey, who gives a fuck if this type of shit happens? Currently, the game apparently works great now. They've fixed many of the bugs and everything, but it's too little, too late, in my opinion. You get a reputation for doing that sort of thing. Diablo 4, I couldn't even play couch co-op without glitches that made the game completely unplayable. There was no option to just play offline locally for no reason, so we couldn't even enjoy our Chad Eddie Burback warrior roleplay. I ended up uninstalling the game after several tries over several days, and never played again. Which I don't understand. We solved online multiplayer roleplay like 20 years ago. Greed is such a driving
the fucking Maple story, dude.
Factor for why so many people just hate AAA gaming now. And it's hard to deny. Ubisoft's CEO spouted how you shouldn't expect to own the games that you buy. As in, gaming will be a service. If you don't own the game you buy, it can be taken away, modified, patched. You spent money on a product you don't own.
It's like,
which is just
the thing is, I'm not like an unreasonable gamer. I just think, don't tell me that your game is ready to be released when it's fucking not. I mean, I played Baldur's Gate 3 when it was in, was it alpha or beta? I played it when it had that really terrible game-breaking bug where one person would be like stuck in like purgatory camp. I don't know if anyone else ran into this bug in early access, but if you played with a couple other people or played with friends, one of you might get stuck at camp after a long rest and like they could never be freed. Like you try to do another long rest, you can't because the button says you guys are still long resting. And there's nothing that they can do. Even if they interact with the bedrolls or characters or whatever, there's nothing that they can do. They're just stuck there. So you have to load to an earlier save before the game bugged and broke. But I didn't get so upset Because it's like, it's an early access game. They know that there's bugs. They're still working on it. It's early access. It is what it is. Why don't game studios just do that? Because I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with you releasing the game saying, hey, this is still early access. We're not done, but we really would appreciate anyone who plays the game now and reports bugs or tells us how we could improve or blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with that. But like, don't release a game, tell me it's done, and then it's like not done. It's like, maybe it'll get fixed. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll get fixed in the next DLC. I don't know.
It's terrible, and also explains why Diablo has no option to play offline. When servers go down, then what? When Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 released in 2015, the full game was actually—
Wait, really? Did you hear about the recent DLC for City Skyline 2 and the lack of actual content in it? People were pissed, and rightfully so. So they've since made it a free add-on like it should have been in the first place. People hate when game publishers do that. Like, DLCs are going to be the thing that like make people never want to purchase your games ever again. Like, it's at the point now where I refuse to buy AAA studio games until they've been out for like a week or two first. Like, I just don't purchase AAA games anymore because I'm just like, I know it's going to be bad. I know it's going to be filled with problems in it. And I'm not ready to be burned again. I've had enough. I've learned. Okay. Yeah, best example of good DLC is like RimWorld. I don't know how many people in here have played RimWorld. Really good game, even without any DLC. And the DLC actually is new gameplay. Like, they have DLC that actually adds to the game. It's like, hey, we love this game. We love making new content for it. Pay us $20. We just introduced a bunch of classes. We introduced new villains, new enemies, new types of combat, new skills. So if you want to pay $20, pay $20. If you don't want to, it's fine. You can play the original RimWorld game. You don't need the DLC. Isn't Rust and PUBG still in early access though? Yeah, but those games suck.
just a modified demo disc that only had the first level on it, and then authorization that allowed you to download the rest of the game to your console. They did this because they didn't have time to print the full game disc, and when servers for the game went offline, buying the full game disc now does nothing. It's pathetic. And that's on top of how the game just didn't release in a playable state. John Riticello, the former CEO of EA, notoriously greedy company, and who is now the current CEO of Unity, in 2011 proposed a model that would charge players real money to refill their ammo in online multiplayer shooters like Battlefield. This scumbag was partly responsible for expanding the popularity of microtransactions in games, and even proposed to charge gamers per bullet fired in games. He said, "When you are 6 hours into playing Battlefield and you run out of ammo in your clip and we ask you for $1 to reload, you're really not that price sensitive in that point in time." Since he's now the CEO of Unity, a popular game engine for indie devs, in 2023, John Cello introduced a pricing system that would charge devs each time someone installs their game. That's on top of already paying thousands of dollars a year to use Unity. That's like if a
Which was the CEO that said we should start tipping game developers? That actually unironically suggested, oh, you love the game so much, do you want to tip your game dev? No. No. We do not need to bring tipping into video gaming. Okay? We don't need that. We don't need that. Okay? I'm not trying to have the iPad spun around in the middle of my fucking Overwatch lobby game. Overwatch rank game.
Adobe charged me every time I uploaded a video on top of already paying them $50 a month. Not even they are that greedy. That's how greedy this guy is. There's more specifics to the pricing, but this absolutely kills projects, especially ones meant to be free. This dude is a villain to the industry, and I don't know how he became the CEO of another company to ruin. It's just really sad the direction that modern gaming is taking, with not only these greedy CEOs, but going for massive games in terms of scale and file size. There's absolutely no reason that Modern Warfare needs to be over 200.
And the most fucked up thing too is that gamers aren't even lying about this. Like, gamers are willing to pay good money. They just don't want to deal with microtransactions, and they don't want to deal with bullshit DLC. If you want any better example of this, literally look at Pokemon fans. I don't even know how Pokemon fans can afford to be Pokemon fans. Those people just swipe their card anytime something new Pokemon comes out. And guess what? They're never mad about it. They were mad, actually, most recently about, was it Arceus? That was like buggy. But again, that's because it was buggy. Arceus? Sorry, I play a real man's video game. Okay. Hello Kitty dress up. Or was it Scarlet Violet? One of the recent games that came out. One of the recent, I don't remember if it's Arceus or Violet or whatever, but one of the recent Pokemon games, I saw so many people, it's the open world one, I think. I saw so many people showing like the gameplay where like the Pokemon are like walking wrong and like shit is glitching through the floor, and it was not good. It was like bad. It was like, this is actually like not playable. It was SV. It was Scarlet Violet. Okay. That was the, dude, it was so funny. Yeah. But prior to that game, okay? Arceus. Okay, I don't care if I'm pronouncing it wrong or right. Okay, Pokemon fans are too busy buying plushies to come fight me. It's okay. I'll be okay, guys. Don't worry. But that is the perfect example. Like, those people, they will spend $70 on a new game, and they'll spend $300 on the new console, and they'll spend $1,000 on their plushies, as long as the game works and it's got the things they like in it. As long as there aren't bullshit DLC where it's like, hey, get this DLC and then you get the rest of the game. Or, hey, do you want to swipe per microtransaction? Hey, do you want to have a bunch of like Pokeballs that have a random chance to have someone in there? Up until like very recently, very recently, that's a perfect example. Fans are willing to pay good money if you're going to give a product that actually works.
Gigabytes. Being buggy and unplayable, but also uninspired. In the era of every single thing needing to be a remake, this era of large companies prioritizing doing what's safe and pleasing shareholders leads to the same games with less and less content being released over and over again at an expensive cost. Sure, a big game staying $60 for several decades technically means games have gotten cheaper over time due to inflation.
Grim Dawn is very fun. If anyone here bought Diablo and was heavily disappointed by Diablo 4, go play Grim Dawn. Grim Dawn is a lot of fun.
$60 in 1996 has the same buying power as $120 today. That's like twice the price. But really? Modern Warfare 2? Again? Really? Modern Warfare 3? Again? Do you know how difficult it is searching for things when they just didn't change the name of the new game? This drives me insane. They could have released Modern Warfare 2, or Modern Warfare 3, the remake. Just give me something. Instead of innovation in gameplay and discovering new ways to optimize games through creativity and how they manipulated memory to fit on the tiny 64 megabyte cartridges of the N64. Now we have juggernaut games that have...
And like, here's the thing. I'm an understanding woman, okay? I love my video games, and I understand that modern games have a lot more happening. Like all the polygons and the story and the code and whatever. You need space for that shit. I'm fine, dude. I will go buy an 8 terabyte drive if I need one. Okay? That's okay with me. I'm fine to do that. But make the game good. Just make it done. I just want to play a game that's done and doesn't have any game-breaking bugs in it.
No business being over 100 gigabytes, which I just find ridiculous. Like, did you even try optimizing anything? Why is Fortnite 90 gigabytes? Why? Why is...
I will say, not because I'm a simp, but because I'm a simp, this has always been the coolest thing about Overwatch, which is that it can run on a fucking potato because it's so well optimized. For like a multiplayer game, the fact that I don't think I've ever run into a bug and I have thousands of hours, and that like the optimization on that game is actually really good. Even if you hate the game, even if you hate Blizzard, even if you never play it or have never played it, in terms of just functionality, it's good. It's good. Too bad it's not optimized for fun. You take that up with the devs, because that's, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
2K now consistently over 100 gigabytes. That's just a side note that's always pissed me off. But studios are clearly getting sloppy in exchange for time and money. Why wait a few more years to put out a beautiful, working, exceptional title like Zelda Breath of the Wild when you could just pump out a Pokemon game every year in worse and worse condition and make an even more exorbitant amount of cash? Vast open world with nothing interesting to look for or find just to call it open world. And sure, many games do this well, but maybe focus on a great gameplay experience before just jumping into the open world trend. Because games that release in unplayable conditions mostly end up with a quickly dwindling player base.
Yeah, but it's going to be, we'll be there soon. No worries. Yep. Off the B flag. It's around this direction. Yep. This direction. Yep. I think we're going the right way.
That couldn't play when there was hype around the game.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's just how tanks work, IRL. Overwatch at one point was so optimized, there was an update that took 2 gigs off to even further optimize the data. No, Overwatch was good. In terms of like how well it ran, the thing that's crazy is that like, if you're playing on a potato and your game isn't running well, low key, that's on you. And this is coming from someone who played TF2 with 1,000 ping on my shitty potato laptop. All right? But if you have even like remotely a good computer, mildly good computer at all, even a little, you should have like a decent graphics card, decent SSD, like just anything. I shouldn't be running into problems, man. I shouldn't be running into fucking problems. I tried to play a Bethesda game. I don't remember which one, but I tried to play a Bethesda game and it like literally was just, it wasn't working on my computer. I was like, tell me how I have a 4090. All the parts in my computer are brand new. I got 4 free terabytes and I can't play this game. Why? Why can't I play it? It shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't be this difficult to just play one Bethesda game. Ben Shapipi Poo Poo, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. That's how it was for Dragon's Dogma 2. For me, yeah. I love Overwatch. The community is insufferable now. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be real. Overwatch is only unplayable because the people who play it nowadays suck. My girlfriend plays Overwatch on a graphics card from the Obama administration. That's how you know someone's a politics frog. Using the Obama administration as like a metric of time is crazy. But I'm not judging you, man. Like I literally do politics for work. So like you're in good company, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
and never stuck with it or opened it again due to the sour taste it left in their mouths. Even if the developers fixed some
no, man, you're good. You're good. You're totally good.
bugs and glitches post-release. Like taking a delicious pie out of the oven before it's done, so it's just like hot, soupy egg that might give you salmonella. There's a reason games like Red Dead 2 and GTA 5 have a dedicated fan base to this day, playing online and solo. Even if you need to pick up each can of beans one at a time, Rockstar did something right, and it's releasing a game that's done. The bar is on the ground. But in the wake of AAA studios losing trust and consistency in the eyes of the consumers, while
And just so I can say, I know she is going to say the same thing probably in 10 seconds, but the worst part is the people who actually make the games, like the game devs, the people who are sitting there writing their nerd code that are creating these masterpieces, they're getting paid garbage and they're working 80 hours a week, excuse me. And the worst part is you can work as a game dev on a project for months and then some piece of shit bigwig exec can come in and say, we're scrapping all of this, start over. Also, the release date is still going to be the same. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? Because, and I only know this because this is what happened to one of my favorite game franchises, Dragon Age. They were supposed to write a Tevinter game. And they were starting to write a Tevinter game. And then they scrapped it. And they were like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. And I just know those game devs were mad. They had to be mad. And now my understanding of coding is very, very mediocre. But from the way I've seen it explained and from what I have seen, it's a lot like building a house. You need a good foundation and you need to do it right so that everything else can work on top of it. Now, you could build a house by just taking some hot glue and putting some 2x4s on top of each other and wishing for the best, and it might stand up. Maybe. It could theoretically. But there's a good chance it's going to fall apart somewhere if you don't actually build the foundation correct. The stuff on the outside, like what color you paint the house, yeah, you can just find. No, it's fine. But like the foundation needs to be done correct. It needs to be done correct the right way so that things don't fuck up later in ways that you would not expect. That's why they're called software engineers. Yeah. It's a problem we see across all engineering disciplines overall too. The main problem is that you have technical people trying to explain shit to non-technical project managers. So they say, why can't you do X? And all the technical people want to die. Yeah. I mean, again, that's why they're called software engineers. That's why Rockstar games take literal decades. Yeah, but that's because they want to do it the right way, which is going to take longer to put all the code in the right place, to organize everything correctly, to do things the right way. That's why it's called information architecture. Yeah. And that's because you'll have later on when you add stuff on top, you don't have to go back in to fix the foundation because it's already done correctly. So when there's a problem, fixing that problem is very easy. Versus when there's a problem in Bethesda, it's like, oh, the players are clipping into the concrete and it looks like they're swimming in concrete grounds. Well, we don't know how to fix that. That problem could be getting caused anywhere. And we're worried if we fix it, we might break something else. So we're just going to leave it as is, since it's technically not game breaking. I don't know if you've seen this one, but this is too accurate. What is this? I want to finish our content. We have a bad, I'm done stun locking for the 100th time. That's it. I'm going to do it correctly.
Still pocketing so much money anyway, so who cares? There are games that are trying something unique and fun and capture that same childlike wonder, like discovering you can chuck the baby penguin off the side of the map in Mario 64. And those are the rise of indie games. PlayStation Plus is a service where you pay yearly to get access to a huge library of games, some older classics, and lots of indie games.
And realistically speaking, there's a lot of indie games that are they're okay. But there's always heart and soul, and there's basically never any corner cutting. And that's what fucking matters when you're making a video game. That's what fucking matters. Nintendo makes great products. They just hate the people that buy them. Yes. Yeah. Where like maybe for you, Hades wasn't very fun. Or maybe for you, something like Stardew Valley isn't very fun. But for the people who like it, it's a good fucking game. For the people who like it, they love the game, and the developer actually cares about the people who play the game. Like, you know what's a perfect example? Baldur's Gate. I don't know if Baldur's Gate technically would be considered an indie studio, but they're a smaller studio. They're not a AAA studio, and they spent what, like a decade on Baldur's Gate? They spent a really long time on it, which makes sense because it's pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean fucking amazing. Baldur's Gate. Now, they're not indie at this point. I think they might be a little too big to be an indie game now, but like I've seen some people still refer to Baldur's Gate as a game made by an indie studio. But Larian Studios made an amazing game. And I know people who don't like the game. And they're just like, I just don't like turn-based games. I don't know. I'm too dumb for them. I can't play it. I can't get my brain to understand the combat. And I just can't play it because that's fair. That's valid. That's valid, man. If you think that type of gameplay is boring, I'm not going to tell you what the fuck to do. What's the point of playing a game that you're not having fun? The whole point of playing games is to have fun. I love turn-based games. I mean, I think the only games I don't like are sports games, to be honest. Sorry for anyone here who likes 2K. That's like the only games I don't play. I'm sorry. I know, a little woman coded of me. But EA called Baldur's Gate 3 an absurd standard for games as they released Madden 24 for $70. What a joke. What a joke, dude. Check out Transistor. I've already played it. The Transistor soundtrack is still good to this day, by the way. Anyone who hasn't played Transistor. Do you play Final Fantasy? I never had like a console to play Final Fantasy games on. And by the time I thought about maybe playing Final Fantasy, the MMO that they have, that's when I swore off all MMOs. Final Fantasy 14, I think, is the MMO. I was like, nope, I can't play it. Nope. I can't do it. I can't. So I don't play MMOs. I can't be trusted is the problem. I can't be trusted. Do you like FPS games? I'm horribly addicted to FPS games. I had thousands of hours on TF2, which was my first ever. And then thousands of hours in Overwatch, and then thousands of hours in Apex. Besides that, I think I played like one Call of Duty game. It was okay. And I think I played one Halo game. It was okay. And I think I played a couple of Resident Evil games. I never really got into CSGO, and because of that, I never got into Valorant. So arcade shooters, though. Whew. Did you play Escape from Tarkov? Did I play it? I owned in Tarkov. Okay. I only had a light 100 million rubles in my inventory. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Don't play Tarkov. It's actually dog shit. It's actually terrible. It's really bad. It's not a fun game. It's like I stopped playing once the decent got like especially really bad, and then I stopped playing after it became evident that a new like hack was going around where you could be in the middle of a raid, or is that what they called them? Whatever they called them, in an instance, and someone could hack the gear off your body. And that's where I was like, you know, maybe this game isn't for me. Maybe that's not for me. Maybe if I go in to a raid with armor and a gun and a backpack and heals, and then all my shit is yoinked off my body, an invisible person is taking my shit somehow, and now I'm naked. I'm good. I'm good. That's a little too hardcore for me. Too hardcore. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah. Oh gosh. The Tarkov wiggle. I remember. Tarkov wiggle. I remember all the friendly fires and all the instances where teammates were killed. R.I.P.
I started exploring the vast library of really cool indie games after deciding I didn't want to play.
Also, I did beat the game technically, as in like beat the quest line, and I did in fact get the what was the container called? The one that you get from doing the very last quest? Escorting someone through all the maps. I don't remember what the case was called. Someone here who actually plays the game still for some reason. I got the Kappa case. Let it be known. In my head, I 100%ed that game by getting the Kappa case. And I was like, okay, yeah. Ooh. And then I played for like one more wipe, and then I was like, nah. I was like, nah. The desync is just so dog shit. I can't die to some stupid bullshit again. Tarkov.
Far Cry 3 for the 5th time. Nor did I want to experience the 10 Assassin's Creed games on here. So I started with just downloading whatever I thought looked cool, and it started with this really cool looking Chrono Trigger inspired JRPG, Sea of Stars. Made me cry. Excellent game, and won Best Indie Game of 2023. Then I discovered Tinykin, a game that outshined Pikmin 4 in every single way, in my opinion. The world is really fun to traverse, and the platforming gameplay is really well paced and extremely fun. It's not as sluggish.
Also, I imagine indie games nowadays are even better because there's probably lots of assets that are free or relatively inexpensive to get. So a lot of the game development that would have been done manually for a very long time, you can probably purchase a lot of the assets in like bulk and cut through a lot of the stuff that normally would have taken you maybe years to finish doing.
As Pikmin 4. Moonlighter is a really cool game where you manage a shop by day and go battle dungeons for materials to sell by night. And of course, those dungeons get harder and the materials get more expensive. And in the same vein, I was introduced to an older game, Enter the Gungeon, a bullet hell roguelike that is extremely fun, replayable, and
not Toho. Fucking baby bullet hell game. Lol. Look at this baby game.
has a pretty solid couch co-op. And guess what? You can buy all 4 of these games at full price for 1.5 AAA games. And indie games, especially on Steam, go on sale constantly. While writing this, almost all these games are on sale. And yet, Skyrim is still $60 on every platform for over a decade. Back in my day, AAA games used to go on sale for $40 after a year. And it's not like these games are much shorter to justify the cheaper cost by any means. The hours at least I put into them are pretty similar to what I put into AAA titles as well. Of course, there are stinkers and masterpieces that live in both indie and AAA worlds, but people are certainly noticing a trend that these giant studios not putting out finished games does not cater well to the price point, and, well, the fact that they're not indie studios. Hey, don't you have hundreds of employees working on this? And it still does.
And it feels like it just goes down to like, boils down to game execs and studios taking way too much control from the developers. And if they actually just let the lead developer make the game they want to make, it would be good. If they just spoke to the head developer and were like, hey, tell me how much time you need to make a good game and tell me what you want to do, and we'll do that. And we can play test whatever you make, see how people like it, and if it goes well, you can continue to have executive control. And if people are not responding well to something in like game tests, then we can make changes. But it feels like the people who've worked game dev jobs for a very long time basically say that execs and studios have this unbelievable reach that's just, they just tell people, no, we don't think that's going to sell well. You're going to do this and you're going to make the time crunch that you need to. It's like, when will there be a stream of you playing games? I play games on my alt account. I'm okay to wait a couple years for a full finished game.
Doesn't meet the bare minimum expectations. The fact that many big game studios have garnered a terrible workplace reputation, not limited to overworking, unpaid overtime, and sexual harassment, that could be an entirely new video. I'm mainly going after the suits, single-handedly ruining the modern state of gaming by the power of pure greed. I'm aware there are more than passionate devs on these teams that want to see the hard work they've done be something they're proud of. I also want to clarify I'm not talking about games with a few bugs here and there, too. No one expects a game with 0 bugs and releases absolutely perfect. The ones I'm talking about are the ones clearly unfinished and rushed, and which bugs make the game unenjoyable or entirely unplayable. There's a reason the guy that made Roller Coaster Tycoon by himself is regarded as a god among indie developers. He made this game in an archaic programming language even for the time it was released in 1999. Roller Coaster Tycoon has an impressive feat of almost not having any bugs in the game, and during a time where you needed much support of a team to create and release a game. During this time, making a game by yourself or even with a small team was not super accessible. AAA studios dominated the landscape and said, here, this is what we got for you, and that's it. These are your only options here. And back then, the expectation was that it was done. Because after release, they couldn't rely on post-release patches and updates through the internet like they do today. When there were patches, they mostly used to physically ship out newer copies of the game. And this has affected things like speedrunning and tournament gameplay and games like Wii Sports and Melee, where different versions of the game matter. In Wii Sports, one version of Wii Baseball doesn't have this cutscene at the start of the game, and the other version does. In speedrunning, changes like this can be crucial to saving time. Yes, the PS2 and that generation of consoles had internet connectivity, but developers couldn't rely on everyone having decent internet and the physical adapter needed, and it wasn't a super reliable way to install updates to fix bugs. Unlike now, where a significant portion of gamers have internet because the landscape has shifted from purchasing physical copies of a game to downloading it on your computer. And if your computer can't handle the 90 gigabyte Fortnite file, then fuck you. You don't deserve to play. Yet another reason to cherish physical copies of media. I'm rewatching Inuyasha for the 5th time, and the season 6 intro song is once again removed from Hulu, and it upsets me dearly. If I had the physical copy of this, it could have been preserved, but now I just have to like play it side by side on YouTube every time I watch an episode. Like, if Nintendo could have patched games in the Nintendo 64 era, they would have destroyed Mario 64 glitches. And it would have been even more difficult to get your hands on a version of the game where you could perform things like the backwards long jump. But then, everything changed when the internet attacked. I'm the face, not Pikachu. Hello? Yes! As the internet became more accessible, reliable, and better in every household, unless you have Spectrum, of course, game development also became more accessible and feasible for indie devs.
Dude, Spectrum in LA sucks.
You don't need the internet to code, obviously, but now you could work with a team easier online, share code, game assets, engines, tools, and the internet really allowed for community-driven indie development. In the early 2010s, we saw Minecraft and Terraria become increasingly popular. In 2015, we got Undertale and this song. In 2016, we saw also the pinnacle of indie gaming and the face of video game music playlists on YouTube, Stardew Valley, also famously made by a guy. It's undeniable how massive these indie games got, and how massive of a community these games still have. And I feel like that was really the start of this change of tide for gaming as a whole. The way we consume games is so different than 20 years ago, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. And while I'm disappointed at a lot of the changes, I'm really happy and excited to see the good changes. Like this game called Minami Lane was made by a couple in 6 months, and it's awesome and I love it, and I highly recommend this one for cozy gamers. I feel like I have access to so many different types of games than I ever did at my fingertips with
It just really feels like people who love gaming should be the ones making all of the decisions about gaming.
risk and low commitment pricing. I'd say 2020 saw a huge shift in gaming, with large studios putting production on hold. That left a gap for some heater multiplayer indie titles to drop onto the scene, like Among Us. Honestly, I feel like the Among Us craze forever changed how and what games content creators stream and play, and thus propel the popularity of. I'm probably biased.
Bro, what's with the haterade? What's with the haterade? Love gaming. Bro, we're not kids. You got to be a kid to love gaming? FR? Question mark? FR? Literally, indie games don't last longer than 6 months? What are you talking about? I love this guy. I love people like this. Well, you're talking like you're good at games. Huh? What are you talking about? What? What? What does it mean? Well, indie is lasting. What indie game is lasting more than 1 year of your time? RimWorld? Is that gonna be okay with you, man? Is that okay if I have 800 hours in RimWorld? Is that okay? Legit, no one talks about RimWorld. Hey, put some respect on a bald man. Goes by the name Moon, okay? Put some fucking respect on his goddamn name. Just because he's bald doesn't mean you can be mean to him. Okay? All right, man. That's rude. That's rude. Don't say that. It's fucked up. You're not allowed to like it because I don't like it. I heard bald. Are we talking about Northern Line? RimWorld, Terraria, Stardew, Slay the Spire. I've never played Slay the Spire. I couldn't really get into Terraria, but I know the people who like Terraria really like it. Stardew I played for the first like 3 years of the game or whatever. Like not IRL time, but like so grandpa can come from heaven and judge you. And then I don't think I've ever played it again since then. Actually don't know what my hours look like in that game. It's a very good game for playing with other people. I find that I personally find, but I enjoy modding it. I'm currently playing it. Yeah, I've heard people. I know people really like it. I know there are people who've played Stardew into like year 10 or some crazy shit or more. Binding of Isaac. Oh shit, you're right, dude. Binding of Isaac is like the best example of an indie game that people fucking still love so much. Wait, isn't Minecraft an indie game? At the very least, when it was made initially, it was an indie game, no? And people still play it. Doesn't everybody know about Minecraft? Aren't Minecraft YouTubers like the biggest gaming YouTubers? Until it was bought by Microsoft? Yeah, but it was only bought by Microsoft because it was so successful, right? Microsoft Mojang sale. When was it bought? It was bought in 2014. When was Minecraft made? 2009. So it was played, I guess, it was famous enough for 5 years straight that Microsoft decided to buy it, which is pretty impressive, I have to say. It says it was originally released in May 2009. It looks like it was released on like maybe other platforms in 2011. But yeah. What movie can you watch for more than a year? Waste of time. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know if that's like, first off, I don't know if that's a good metric. Second of all, there's lots of video games that are indie games that you can play for a very fucking long time. And the people who die hard love the game do play it for a very long time. Hayden, thank you for the tier 1.
It's because I am a content creator. But the ecosystem of indie gaming has changed so much, even with the landscape of streaming and content creators. I know Minecraft isn't an indie game anymore, but think about how much it propelled in popularity during the Minecraft YouTuber era. And
Hayden, thank you so much for the gift sub.
now a lot of these creators are being outed as sexual assaulters. Moving on. Phasmophobia saw this, Lethal Company, Party Animals, and now this new game, Content Warning, all focused on really fun.
You know what lasted a long time? Among Us. Among Us lasted way longer than I thought it would. It lasted for like a year or more. It was like 2 years.
Multiplayer gameplay for a really affordable price, if not free. The price and eyeballs make these games that much more accessible to people of all ages. The goal? Get as many people to download this game as possible. Content Warning was free for the first 24 hours it was on Steam, and it saw 6 million downloads during this time. And after that, it's only $8. I don't want to harp on pricing too much because I don't think it's a giant factor in all this. You know,
and more importantly, I think gamers, are 100% down to pay $70 for a game if it's actually going to be fun, it's actually going to be complete, and there's actually like good gameplay inside. People are just tired of like, you guys know that one 4chan meme, look inside? This meme. New way to make electricity. Look inside. Boiling water. People are just tired of like new AAA studio releases $70 game. Look inside. It's filled with bugs and crashes and microtransactions. I just don't. It's just. I have like 500 hours in Baldur's Gate. And I paid full price for that game. 70, 80, whatever the price was for that game. And dude, I'm sorry, $500 for like a $70 game, that's worth it to me. That's worth it to me. I know some people like to use like the dollar per hour metric. Like I should be able to get as many hours as it's worth in dollars. Which I think that's a good metric. I like to think of it like, honestly, I like to go even simpler. Even more simple. Let's say, now there's no way you can ever go somewhere that movies are $10, but let's just pretend like you can go to the theater and see a movie for $10. Okay? Go to the movie theater, go talk to the guy in the front, buy your ticket to go see the movie, $10 for 2 hours. Okay, $5 an hour. If you can beat that ratio, I'm down to play your game and have fun. I'm down. I'm so glad I played it because now I can finally understand your ramblings about the characters. I love that game. That game is like, if you like turn-based games, or you like D&D, or you like romance games, or you like pretty environments, you'll probably like that game. Or if you like difficult games, you'll probably like that game. Because that game on like the hardest difficulty, you really have to like think with your noggin and like plan and shit.
does boil down to like corporate greed, but like it is a factor when you consider how indie devs don't necessarily have the same resources that big studios have in terms of marketing and reach. I mean, Content Warning is a game where you literally are a YouTuber and the goal is to film spooky stuff and go viral. This game was made for people to play on stream and make content around, and it's so much fun on or offline. This is so painful.
This way? I don't think they even know where it is. No? Okay, which way? Camera, where? This way?
Speaking of the massive online community indie games have, we have creators like Game Maker's Toolkit, who first of all makes really cool informational videos about game design, and Donkey, who host community game jams, where people make and submit a game in just 48 hours based on the set theme. In 2023,
So
Game
cool.
Maker's Toolkit's game jam saw over 20,000 entries. Of course, these are not all full games, but all really cool ideas, which are truly impressive to see done and thought out so quickly and cleverly. Rollerdrome is a game that was first conceived at GMTK's first game jam, and in 2022 was released as a fully fledged, award-winning 3D arcade shooter. This gets a cool out of 10 from me. By the way, don't forget to subscribe so we can hit 1 million subscribers. My mom told me to remind people throughout my videos, so here I am. You're welcome, Mom. Bouncing off of that, Steam and PlayStation Plus changed how we buy games. With the ongoing sales, releasing games in beta for basically free playtesting, games are just more accessible now than they ever used to be for everyone.
And the Steam Deck, my friend had a Steam Deck. Or sorry, my friend has a Steam Deck and I got to look at it a little bit, you know, touch it a little, play with it. I'm really resisting the urge to get one. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know why I'm fighting so hard. It feels, I think it's just my poor brain. And I'm like, I can't buy a console. I'm too poor to buy a console. And I'm like, I can buy one. I can totally buy one if I want one. I don't know why I'm being so difficult. It would finally give me an opportunity to play a lot of the single player games that I never play. Because why would I ever play a single player game when I could play a multiplayer game? Which I'm not saying that that's valid logic. I'm just describing the logic that my brain uses. It's like, I have a computer right here. Why do I need a Steam Deck? Like, my computer works. I don't need one. But I'm like maybe I could finally play Disco Elysium. But should I? But should I? You can play it on your PC? See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Here's the problem, right? If I'm at my computer, I'm never going to play a single player game ever. So I should get a console for that purpose, right? Because again, like I said, my brain doesn't like playing single player games at my computer, because if I'm not at home at my computer, I should just play multiplayer games with my friends. But that means I'm never going to play a single player game ever. You guys get what I mean? I got one. I found having an ultra wide monitor to watch streams while I play single player games worked better. Can you put your entire computer in your bag and take it out when you're doing chores? Did you play Hades? No, I haven't played Hades. I watched someone else play a little bit of it. What a strange problem. Why can't you play single players on your PC? Because the entire time I'm playing, I'm like, dude, I could be playing games with friends right now. So I play for a single player game for like 30 minutes and I'm like, I miss my friends. And then I close the game and I go play with my friends. But what about on days where I'm not at my computer? Oh, I see your problem, Denims. You just stop having friends. It worked for me. Oh. Is RimWorld multiplayer? I play with the multiplayer mod. If not for that, I wouldn't be playing it. Yeah. So if I'm never going to play single player games at my computer, shouldn't I get like a Steam Deck for like the few times I'm not home? But then here's my problem. Here's my problem, guys. Look at the debacle that I'm in. If I need a game to play while I'm not at my computer, I should just play chess. Okay, dude. That well, because like, think about it, right? So many people play chess. If I played a lot of chess on my phone, which I always have on me, maybe I can slowly get a little better at chess and be able to make chess friends. And every second I'm playing some other game that isn't chess, I'm not getting better at chess. Do you understand? Aren't you basically saying you can only play multiplayer games? Yeah, essentially that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Sorry. Just anyways, okay, let's finish this video. You just want to meet the protesters because they're hot? Hey, first of all, I've already met them, okay? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Second of all, they're nice to me and they know who I am. That's right. Not to brag or anything. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Do they? No, they actually do. Yeah, they yeah. I've mostly only really hung out with Andrea. Haven't really had a lot of opportunities to hang out with Alex. But yeah. I have done some talking to pretty ladies. Yeah. Not to brag or anything. Doesn't Andrea DJ? Yeah. Yeah. She does. And she's also really sweet. Like, it's kind of crazy. She's so nice. She's genuinely so sweet and so nice. It's like, I feel like a worse person when I'm around you. It's like, you are too nice. I feel like a terrible human being just existing near. It's really fucked up. Andrea Botez. But if you need proof, chat, look, see, people in chat defending me. Thank you. Look, see, here is a photo of me hanging out with some other pretty ladies. That's right. Yeah, I bet you guys were like, no way. That's gotta be, no way. Spits out cereal. Yeah. Photoshop. It's not Photoshop. It's literally not Photoshop. What are you talking about? Perfectly positioned at the end to be cropped out. Oh my God. You guys are so toxic. You guys are such toxic people. Oh my God. Like, I cannot. You think she posted an AI version where I'm in the photo? Why would she do that? Why would she do that? Oh my God. Pity edit. Oh my God. Is that Nemo? Yes. Yes, that's Nemo. Nemo's so sweet. But anyways. You guys are choosing violence and you judge me for choosing violence once in a while. Hold a paper with a date on it or it's not real. Okay, add cereal. Sorry, my bad. Okay, let's finish this video.
Involved. And our library of games has ever expanded, and yet I'm still playing the same fucking game from 2001. And yes, I actively dislike Ubisoft's greed, but am subscribed to PSN or PS Plus for the sole reason that PS Plus is not only much cheaper, but offers a much wider selection of games from a variety of publishers. Ubisoft's does not, and is $18 a month. So many of us have played such a variety of games that maybe at least my expectation when I've played so many great indie games that just work upon release versus big titles that are just broken or empty just feels extra disappointing. On top of remembering the ingenuity that went into a really cool gaming experience when everyone was just figuring this whole gaming thing out. Boo, wah, back in my day, gaming used to be good, now everything is shit. Wah, 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 you little baby, what, you little baby, huh? That's not entirely true, and that's not what I'm trying to say.
I think also more importantly, it was like, I feel like AAA studios used to have like some pristine on them. Like when you heard someone say AAA studio game coming out soon, you immediately thought, oh shit, a good game is coming out. Now it's like, sure, did you see a AAA studio coming out as a good game? It's like, yeah, whatever. Sure, I guess I'll see when I see. Lance, thank you for the 22 months.
Gaming in general is like objectively better now as a whole. Have you actually tried to go back and play some of those games on the original console? The cameras are jarring and make it borderline unplayable. And I know that's gonna be a controversial thing to say, but maybe I'm just used to the camera controls that we figured out for this century. And yes, I love these games from the bottom of my heart. I promise you that. My other friend is also playing Kingdom Hearts from the beginning and just wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, but if you don't do anything, you just don't. It doesn't matter.
I mean, this is quality gameplay right here. Just take your nostalgia goggles off for a moment. It's not as black and white as just like, oh, older.
Camera orientation was like the worst thing in old games. But that means that like turn-based 2D games are still really good. Action games that weren't 3D were still really good. Anything that required you to move the camera around used to be really bad. Yeah, trying to go play like the old Tomb Raider or like the old pre-Resident Evil 4 games. Just like, honestly, even Resident Evil 4. No, Resident Evil 4 was the first one that had like the over-the-shoulder, I think. Anything pre that was like, oh God. Oh God, this looks like shit. This plays like shit.
Older games were better. I'm gonna get so much shit for saying that. I'm not sorry to the Kingdom Hearts fans out there. That shit is raw. So like many things in this world, it's a spooky gray area with nuance. You can argue that gaming is both better and worse than before. And I really just wanted to kind of write like this love letter to all the cool indie games I've found in the past couple years and recognize the impact they've made on my life, the internet landscape, and how the good ones are so full of passion and fun and aim to do what they do really well. Instead of going for a vast open world, I want to be everything type of game that ends up just being kind of mid. I also hope this encourages you to go check out some of the indie games that I recommended. Please, someone else play these games, and if you have, please comment below.
I think my only criticism of indie games, I only have one, and that's there aren't enough indie studios making hard games. Like, I'm a bit of a completionist, and I'm a try-hard nerd loser, and I'm a min-maxer. And games aren't made for people like me. Shocker, I know. They're not made for insane people. And I wish that they made games, like they gave games harder difficulties. That's the only thing that I wish. I wish when game devs made their games, they just made them a little bit harder. To be fair, difficulty is super hard to play test. Yes, totally agree with you, 100%. I will say there is one genre where this doesn't apply, which is platformers. I am so fucking bad at platformers. It's crazy. It's actually pretty fucking embarrassing how bad I am at platformers. That's the one genre that like I just can't play it. My hands are too dumb to play it. Every other genre of game needs to be harder. Or at least like I'm not like a gatekeeper. Just like make a harder difficulty. Like make something that's so hard, it makes me so mad I want to start crying. That like I want games that like I fail to beat the boss like 100 times in a row. Like that's what I want. Harder doesn't necessarily even mean taking more damage. That's not more difficult, it's just slower. Yes. Mm-hmm. Like Cuphead is a good example where like I'm not great at platformers. Cuphead is like a pretty decent difficulty. Nice and fun. I wanna be mad when I'm done. I wanna feel satisfied when I beat a game. That's Noita. Let me see. I've heard a lot of people talk about this game. I've just never played it. Yeah, see, it's a platformer. See, I can't. Platformers are just like my kryptonite. I just can't with platformers. Hades Heat System. I'll have to play Hades. I'll have to play the game to let you guys know what I thought of what I think of the difficulty, because it's been on my list for forever. There's a game that's so hard it makes people break down. It's called Capitalism. Okay, I'm trying to escape from life, man. Okay. I'm trying to escape from life. It's not truly a platformer, it's just 3D. I really love a good, I live for everything with gaming. I love the story, I love the characters, I love the music. I really love a good difficult game. Like I like good mechanics. But like I don't know that I'm the average person that plays games. I'm pretty sure this is just like mental illness that I'm experiencing. Like I ran a raid group that practiced raid mechanics for 3 hours once a week until we could start clearing it, which took like 2 months. So like, I don't know if I am the target for these games, which is fair, which is very fair. But for example, when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, I was like, damn, they like didn't balance the game. Like they didn't balance the hardest difficulty. Even honor mode wasn't balanced for people who want to for people who want to get every item, get every companion, build a really good set of gear, like that sort of thing. So yeah. Hades on Not Denims one day. It's fun to watch streamers get a bit tilted. Yeah, sure. Honor mode is a walk in the park if you do even a little planning ahead. Exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What games do you play with your friends? RimWorld? Here's the Storm? Those are the only 2 games that I've played. Those are the only 2 multiplayer games that I've played recently. I played some Sunhaven. I beat the game. It honestly was a really fast game to get through. I don't need more misery in my life. Give me easy games, please. Well, this is where I draw the line, which is I fucking hate people who are like, no, don't put an easy difficulty in the game. It's supposed to be a hardcore game. Oh, shut the fuck up, you fucking loser. The game should be enjoyed by everyone, regardless of how difficult the game is. And not everyone is walking in with the experience of having played hundreds of games and having tens of thousands of hours in video games. People should be able to enjoy every game. Even if the game is too hard, even if like the normal difficulty would be too hard for you, you should be able to play a game on an easy mode. You should be able to do that. Head eyes. So yeah, I just think that there should be an easy mode and then there should be a hard mode, and the hard mode should be so hard it makes you want to reconsider playing on hard mode. It should be like, man, I think I'm just gonna play normal. This might be too hard. That's what I want. Elden Ring has entered the chat. I don't even know why I stopped playing Elden Ring. Oh, right. Another multiplayer situation. Yeah. Yeah. Denims, you may be a pervert, I fear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I am. I am. Okay, let's let Gabby say goodbye. You should try I Want to Be the Boshi. Let me see.
I really want to hear your experiences with them. Like I say when I'm procrastinating doing literally anything important by gaming, born to game, forced to work.
Hey, this is the platform game. What did I just say? What did I just say? Hey. Hey, wait a minute. No, I'm like terrible at platform games. I need to play them on the easiest difficulty. This is like the only game type that I'm just like, no. I played Celeste, which is not even so hard. And I got like, I barely got like maybe 5 hours in. And I was like, I'm good. This is too hard. I'm good. No, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Apathy, same. Buri Pure Boss Rush game. I think you'd like it. Let's see. Action shoot 'em up. This looks like I would like it. Or based on the genre. What about spooky games? I'm a little bitch ass pussy. I can't play scary games. Sorry. Which sucks because most of the hard games are scary games. But I can't sleep at night if I watch scary games or scary things. Lethal Company. Lethal Company didn't really scratch the itch for me. I don't know what it was. It just felt like playing Lethal Company made me just want to like close the game and open Risk of Rain 2. Have you played Bayonetta? Bayonetta was one of my first experiences with like unbeatable bosses where I was just so mad. I was like, I can't do it. I can't beat this stupid fucking boss. I can't fucking do it. I'm too dog shit. Go to sleep, wake up the next morning. Beat it, no problem. Easy peasy. Catherine was cool. Dude, Catherine, why aren't there more puzzle games? Catherine was so much fun as a kid. I don't know if it still holds up. I haven't played it in a decade, whenever it came out. Why don't they make, over a decade, why don't they make more games like Catherine? Because Catherine was a fun fucking game, dude. That was fun. They did a Catherine remake. Yeah, but I want more games like it, right? There are a ton of puzzle games. Not enough puzzle games. Not enough. I need more puzzle games. Deep Rock? Oh, yeah. Deep Rock was so much fun. Oh, my God. Deep Rock was so fun. But then no one wanted to play it anymore, so I stopped playing it. Very sad. Rock and Stone. Rock and Stone. Where is it? Deep Rock. 130 hours. I played a good amount of it. Did you see Deep Rock Survivor? No. No, I didn't. I haven't played in maybe a year or something. Baba Is You. Oh, I played that. That was pretty fun. Ask Doodle how they like Catherine. I'll have to. It's a good game. Snakebird. Nice puzzle game. Your own Discord server taught me that you're never too dog shit to beat a game. I struggle with Hollow Knight and they helped me through it. I played Hollow Knight. And I got lost. And I couldn't find out where to go next. And I got so mad. I spent like an hour retracing my steps, looking at the map, trying to figure out where the fuck to go. And I was like, you know what? This game's not that good. And then I closed it. I didn't give it a fair shot, but like, it's just not. It's a good game, to be clear. It's a good game. First Metroidvania? No, for sure not. But yeah. I got so mad. I was like, I don't understand where I'm supposed to fucking go. Overwhelmingly positive with 300,000 reviews. Yeah, for good reason. Yeah, for good reason. For good reason. No, Project Zomboid by yourself is like hell. That's terrible. Point and laugh, the streamers cringe. Oh yeah, dude, I cannot wait to play V Rising. Oh my god, V Rising is gonna be so good. Oh my god, I cannot wait. Oh, V Rising, that game is so fucking good. That's like one of my top 5 games. My metric for like good game is I wake up extra early to play the game before work. So Dragon Age, for example, I was so addicted to that game, I would wake up extra early in the morning to play it before I go to school. Or like staying up like the whole night playing it. That V Rising, I would wake up early to play it. I would stream, get off stream, and then go play it all day until it was time to go to bed. And like the goal was to eat food that required the least amount of time away from my computer. So fucking good. Such a good game. Oh. So good. Crack. Straight crack. But anyways. All right. Guys, I'm hoping the next Dragon Age is good. I hate to tell you this, but they did remove one of the really nice features about Dragon Age, which is your companions just follow you around with AI. It's very sad. So sorry to tell you that. Sorry to be the one to tell you. Yeah, like in Mass Effect, how the AI teammates just follow you around and kind of do their own thing. Yeah, it's very sad. It's what BioWare used to be, yeah. But thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you guys had a great rest of your day, or have a great rest of your day. Hope you guys stay hydrated. Tell your homies that you love them. And I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.